Are Nigerians arrogant?
Nigeria, they are not arrogant, but Nigeria is real. Because we don't take nonsense. We don't take no for answer. So Nigeria people, any Nigeria you see that they think they are arrogant, check their background, check what they are doing. You will see them that they are hardworking people, and these are the people that have goals in life.
I'm a king.
Welcome to the Africa Narrative Podcast. I'm your girl, Deborah Maufi, and today I'm here with my co-host,
Femi Soewu.
Yeah, and as usual, we will be talking a lot about Africa. It's always Africa. But before we get started, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below for more content on African culture, joy, everything Africa, really. So let's get started. Today we will be talking or trying to answer one question that the famous Chimamanda asked. Are Nigerians casually arrogant? So, we will be sharing a lot of insights from other Africans other than ourselves. So, let's get to it.
So today we are talking about the question of Nigerians being arrogant. So before we go on, let's hear what Chimamanda has to say to put everything in context.
There is also something really sad about the idea that we haven't had a woman governor in this country. I think it's shameful. I mean, when you really sit back and think about it, it's wonderful that we're celebrating the possibility, but why has it taken so long? There are many countries that, we Nigerians have this casual arrogance about us. We think that we're better than everyone else for no reason. But there are many countries that we think we're better than, and those countries have managed to have women governors. So we should celebrate, but I think at the back of our minds, we should also have a bit of shame.
Chimamanda is saying to everyone now that Nigerians are casually arrogant. I think to put it in context, what she means is we talk a lot, but in terms of women equality, for example, in government in Nigeria, there is still a long way to go. Nigeria has 36 states, and not a single one of them has ever had a woman governor. Mm-hmm. We have commissioners at lower rung of government, but really at the top, it's always been that way. And everywhere we go, we Nigerians like to think we are the best in everything. Mm. And when you look at the rest of Africa, for example, and that's the point I think Chimamanda was making. In Rwanda, for example, almost 2/3 of the people in parliament are women.
Tanzania as well.
Tanzania,
37% women.
The president of Tanzania is a woman. Liberia has had a female president. Malawi has had a female president.
Ethiopia
has a female
actually,
president.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm forgetting a couple of countries, but you see also in Kenya, in some of the provinces, it's women who are leading. That is the arrogance she's talking about. So as somebody from Tanzania, what has been your experiences in your encounter with Nigerians? Have you encountered Nigerians? Except me, of course.
My sister is married to a Nigerian. I've been to Nigeria, so I've encountered a few thousand Nigerians. I have some Nigerian friends as well.
Do you think they are arrogant? Do you think they are loud? Do you think they feel the space when they are there? What's your experience? Your sister is married to a Nigerian, you said?
Yeah.
You've been to Nigeria? Mm-hmm. I'm sure there are lots of Nigerians living in Tanzania.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I would say they're arrogant. I wouldn't really use the word arrogant specifically.
Are you just saying that because you're afraid your brother-in-law could...
Oh, no. I don't want to get a punch from a Nigerian next to me here. I got to watch my words. Some individuals could be perceived as arrogant, Nigerians, but I use another term when I describe Nigerians, passionate. Nigerians are passionate about everything they do, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. Whether I'm scamming you, I'll do it passionately, or whether I'm loving you, I'll love you. Everything is so passionate that can be conceived as, arrogance.
Or intimidating.
Or intimidating even, yeah. Also, people say, oh, Nigerians are loud, they take up a lot of space, they fill up a lot of... Why not? They just speak up. And speaking up has never been a problem. Speak up, However, because different cultures, different people, Nigeria is one of the loudest country in Africa. If you come to, I'm East African, I'm from Tanzania, and the Tanzanians were known to be more quiet, Eastern Africa, and Central Africa is the more chilled society. But then you look at the success of Nigerians. It's the most educated country, both men and women actually, in Africa. When you look at inventions and everything, music, a lot of things, Nigerians are the ones who are in the forefront because they're loud. They take up that space. They see an opportunity, they go for it, So it's not much arrogance. However, given that the difference in emotions or how we express our emotions in different nations, different cultures, Europe and Africa as well, Nigerians might come out as loud people or arrogant people. It's just that we are not used to that type of emotion of somebody to actually speak up.
Yeah.
But there are arrogant Nigerians. I'm not discarding that. There are
tell me about
there are arrogant Nigerians everywhere, But yeah.
Tell me about your experience with an arrogant Nigerian.
Yeah, that's a good one. I do know a Nigerian. I'm not going to mention names or anything because this, but I'll just explain it generally. Nigerians, for example, if you marry into a Nigerian family, and you're the woman, it's very different. It's basically everything is done based on what the Nigerian man says, what his family says and does, and you are just part of, of that entity.
You're just there for decoration.
You're just there. But it's really that, that it's, no one else is better and what I say goes. That's a lot, especially with Nigerians who actually live in Nigeria, And then you come to the other end of those highly educated Nigerians as well. It's good to show off your skills, your expertise and everything, and a lot of high-performing Nigerians, But then also on the other hand, there's the look of, how can I put, have you ever had a conversation with a Nigerian where you're just having a simple discussion, plain English and all that, but then they feel the need to show that, okay, I'm better at you in this, so I'm going to use the most complicated vocabularies there are. We will not be understanding each other in this conversation. That's just these small examples.
Yeah.
And
As a Nigerian, I don't know any better. The purpose of a conversation, of a discussion, or an argument for us as Nigerians is, I have to show you I'm better than you. I'm not listening to what you're saying. No. You have to listen to what I am saying. And it doesn't matter if you have the best arguments, because I'm not listening, I have to outshout you. And then if I feel it's not a discussion that you win based on arguments, it's a discussion based on how much I can intimidate you into submission.
Yes.
So you have to listen to me because I know best. That's me is a sign of us being arrogant. That's how we are. And when I say this is how we are, before all the Nigerians on internet will start throwing stones at me, we are just talking generally.
So we are stereotyping now.
Behind that, we are also intelligent. What I just don't believe is, unlike what some other people say, we are not more intelligent than other people. We see things, we see opportunities. We back it up with our voices, and we stand there and say, even if I'm wrong, I'm going to go down. Let's play what Professor Lumumba said about Nigerians.
As long as Nigeria is not at ease, Africa will never be at ease. If Africa wants to be at ease, Nigeria must be at ease. She is the largest economy in Africa. She has a population of over nearly 200 million people. She is represented in every sector. If you want the best engineers in the continent, they are Nigerians. If you want the best doctors, they are Nigerians. If you want good lawyers, they are Nigerians. If you want good people, they are Nigerians. But also, if you want Yahoo boys, they are Nigerians. Nigeria is a great country. A friend of mine once told me that if you go to any part of the world and you do not find a Nigeria, leave that place, because there is nothing to do there.
When I first went to Kenya, before I went, some friends of mine were saying to me, Kenyans are very loud. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm not sure they're going to beat Nigerians to that. So I got to Kenya, and what happened was, yeah, Kenyans were loud in their own way. But if Kenyans are loud, like 1 decibel, Nigerians are loud 20 decibel. It's 20 times. But in East Africa, they have that reputation, like they are the ones. And then I went to Tanzania, and I was just surprised. That's just a neighboring country. I was just surprised at the quietness, you could say humbleness.
Yeah.
In fact, I will even say meekness of the Tanzanian, and they are like, they're not going to hurt a fly. They are very polite, and I'm like, how do you guys do business? How do you succeed in things? Because you are so polite. Okay.
We say thank you with everything. Please, can I pay you? Please, can
And then I went to Rwanda, and then I'm like, oh, that's even totally like dead. I mean, I'm talking from the point of view of a Nigerian now. Next, you see a Nigerian coming to Tanzania, and he stays in a one-room apartment. Maybe 8 of them are living there for 1 year, and then the next year he has a villa.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I actually think that's smart with Nigerians, in the sense that, if you live within your means or below your means in a 1-bedroom, but you have your goal, and then when you leave that place, you're actually going for the exact goal that you had intended to, rather than living outside your means just to show that, I'm this. But Nigerians also can show off. When Nigerians have something, they show off proper. Anyways, what are we talking about? I got distracted by the Kinondoni.
No, about the that's a
entrepreneurship.
Difficult word for me. Entrepreneurship and the go for it attitude of a Nigerian. We see opportunities even where there are none.
Yeah. I should be asking you that, because I don't know where that comes from. Usually you think that those who struggle the most in the past tend to be more go-getters, but we've seen that in some countries that people have suffered a lot, but they're still not that. They're still meek, that's all, timid or something, I don't know what Nigerians went through in their previous lives. Some trauma that they just decided no one is going to mess with us ever again. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely commendable. I don't know. You should tell me. What did you guys go through to become this,
Yeah, I've actually spent time thinking of that. And I just don't know. I think when you look at the population of Nigeria, at the moment it's about 230 million. So that makes us around the 6th largest country in the world. But when you look at the size of Nigeria in Africa is not even in the top 10 in terms of size. Maybe it's because we are so many people in a small space that everybody needs to elbow each other and like, hey, I'm here. And we have tribes that are really, really, really very competitive with each other. So I think that is part of it. The other way to explain it is I'm Yoruba, and before I was born, my father knew I was going to be a doctor.
Oh yeah, that's not just Nigerians. That's I think African. Whether you're a doctor, a lawyer, or an engineer, anything
a pilot.
else, or a pilot, anything else.
While we are at it, Deborah here, who is speaking with me today in the podcast, is a doctor. And not
by choice.
Doctor by choice. And we're talking medical doctor, so that you know. But, you know, she is Tanzania. She is too humble to announce that. So I will, as a loud Nigerian, announce that for all of you to know. But she's really a medical doctor, Dr. Deborah Maufi. Nobody looks at what your capacity is. You have to be this, and your father will do everything to realize that dream. And if that is not realized, then you have brought shame and failure to the family.
What is the saying Nigerians say? Hey, my enemies have succeeded. Hey. Hey, you want to bring me shame? Oh, hey, sha.
Yeah. The last time both of us were together in Tanzania, we met two guys from the Seychelles. Yeah. And as usual, we asked about how Nigerians are. First of all, tell me where you are from.
Me, I'm from Seychelles. Paradise Island.
The small islands, but it's nice. Yeah? Very nice.
Are there Nigerians there?
Yes, sir. There's Nigerians there. My aunties with a Nigerian. Yeah.
In Seychelles, we have
but even
our sister is with a Nigerian.
He's also the Nigerian?
Yeah, she's Tanzanian.
Ah, okay.
In Seychelles, we have Nigerian, we have Kenyan people, Tanzanian.
But you don't sound like Nigerian.
I'm Nigerian, 100%.
100%, not 100%.
100%.
Maybe you're out of there for a long time, so now you have cooled down the temper. That Nigerian temper. Because even if they're sweet with their wife,
they talk like this.
They're talking.
How do they talk?
They're calling their wife. Hey, your wife, come over here and cuddle with me. Come now, come do with me now.
Tell him to come.
Are they fighting with their wives?
No. This is how sweet. The sweetest.
That's sweet.
That's sweet.
The sweetest voice they can make. Hey, your wife, come over here right now. Cuddle with me. This is the sweetest.
Right now. Tell my wife to come here.
When they start talking, when they're angry, the first word come out, you run. If this is the sweetest word they can say to their wife, just think about they get into trouble with someone. The first, listen. Already gone. I don't listen to the rest.
But where did you get to know Nigerians? In Tanzania or in Nigeria?
Sometimes we chat and we get Nigerian. And,
we get lots of Nigerian.
In Seychelles or on the ship, even here?
Of them security guard.
Okay.
There's a reason they make them security.
Why?
Because when they talk only one time. Sir, excuse me, step back there. You step back there.
I'm talking to you. You have to listen to me. I'm the one in charge here in front of this door. Okay?
Let's roll back to the question of being arrogant. Is being arrogant, is it a bad thing?
Depends. I think it really depends on the circumstances or the context. Why are you being arrogant at this point? So it's not necessarily a bad thing. I can't really give an example of a situation where arrogance would actually be all right, but it most likely would be in an oppressive situation, that somebody is oppressing me. Then if arrogance is a reaction that I can give that will get me out of it, I will be arrogant. Yeah. But you know, one thing he said, that the wife, if a Nigerian is calling his wife, like, you, wife, come here, come cuddle me. And that, but also if you're getting into an argument, they're also as loud. And this brings me back to my point earlier that they're passionate about everything they do, whether it's fighting or loving, you know. It's all so much passion. It's so interesting. Oh, even fighting. It's really just so interesting. Even greeting somebody.
Even greetings?
Yeah. Even
okay.
Sometimes I see two Nigerians bumping into each other on the street and they're greeting each other and I think, yo, are they fighting? But it's all love. And I'm like, okay. Until you see them smiling or something, then you know, oh, okay. But they can start attacking each other like, yo, and da-da-da, and this. And you're like, whoa, chill. But then you see, oh, okay, no, actually, this is just passionate greetings, you know? So it's, yeah, It's just interesting how Nigerians approach life.
If you are watching this or listening to this, please don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing to the channel or to the podcast really helps us to make quality programs. Sometimes we confuse being arrogant to being, wanting to reach your goals. A couple of years ago, Burna Boy at Coachella in America, he was programmed to be one of the artists there. And as usual, he's from Africa, so his name was written in small letters, whereas some of the so-called bigger stars in America were given big letters, and he, as Nigerian, of course, said, no. You are not going to do that. He said, my mother cannot find my name. When she got the poster, she couldn't find my name there, so you have to make it bigger. And some people, actually some Nigerians, were saying to him at that time, you should just have been grateful that you are going to be in that festival. Yeah. So, but he said, no, if you want me there, you are going to show me respect. The way you guys have been treating Africans, this has got to stop. Yeah. And then they changed it, and then that led to him making that album, The African Giant, because he said, I'm a giant in Africa, so you cannot put my name there. Yeah. And do you see a Tanzanian, a Kenyan, a South African, a Liberian, an Algerian artist doing that?
I must say, there's a reason why Afrobeats now is really Nigerian music. Like that. With Afrobeats, there's music from everywhere, but there's a reason why it's mainly Nigerian. A lot of other African artists wouldn't. There are a lot of other African artists who had this platform in the past to actually perform, and their names were on the list, but nobody spoke up about it. And I think that ownership or recognition of talent, even though it's just within the African continent, for example, Burna Boy was very famous in the African continent at that time already, before he crossed borders to become big all over the world. Him being confident and realizing that, yeah, I am great, and the fact that they actually want me to perform there means that they saw something great in me, so I'm not going to underplay it, And that speaking up is something that a lot of us Africans are missing. And now, I don't know where it comes from. It's probably because of our trauma and history of, oppression and colonization and slavery and everything. But this is a good example of how Africans nowadays are just getting tired of being in the back seats and want to take the space that they deserve. So, yeah, but like you say, there are a lot of African artists who had this platform in the past but have not spoken up about, or have had other opportunities in the world but just took it as, that I'm lucky, so I should be very grateful and, and just take it because this is just an opportunity that I would probably not have had. But if we switch our mentality to, they want me to perform, so they must have seen something in me, and I'm going to show them what it is, but I need to also take ownership of who I am and my talent, that I'm not just a subordinate or sub-musician that, Yeah, it's a matter of stepping up.
Years ago, this BET Awards, it's supposed to recognize artists of black origin. Yeah. And what they used to do, at least for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, I remember Eddie Kenzo won that award about 8 years ago. They were always giving them those awards behind closed doors, backstage, until these Nigerians, the Davidos, the Wizkid, the Burna Boy said, we're not coming if you are not going to give us the award on stage with television, live on TV. Yeah, yeah. And now it's been just completely normalized. Yeah. Burna Boy is one of the artists playing on the main stage of the coming Grammy Awards. Yeah, yeah. So I think some people confuse being arrogant with being,
positively aggressive to get what's yours, I guess.
and sometimes it's not even aggression. It's just like...
It's like positive aggression.
Like when we are talking now, sometimes I have to reduce my volume. I just remember, I'm talking with you. We are just naturally loud. And in some cases, we are loud for no reasons. I have to be honest. Talking about loudness, let's hear what Julius Malema had to say about why he likes Nigerians.
You know, one thing I like about Nigerians is not about these things that you accuse them about. A Nigerian man, if he comes in here and speak, you won't doubt that this man has got confidence. So white people refer to them as being rude. That's why in Nigeria you don't find a lot of white people. Because when you speak to them and they don't hear properly, yes, what do you mean by that? What do you mean? And then you think he's fighting, like, no, he wants to understand what he's not fighting. But you, they taught you that if you don't hear, sorry, sir, can you repeat that? So they enjoy that. They enjoy this submissive attitude of a black man because to them you are boys and girls. They don't enjoy a person who speaks standing firm, looking right into their eyes and unshaken. That's what we should be.
Yep, that's very true. No, why dim your lights, you know? Why dim your light? Just go out there and be who you are and show people who you are, you know?
But we can all be loud. It will be a Tower of Babel. Yeah, that's how I see it.
I mean, I think it depends on the setting, where you are and this and that. You know, there's common decency, that there are situations where you just need to be respectful and mindful. Actually, mindful, that's the word probably, of other people around you. Yeah, but I think a lot of Nigerians do recognize that, and they do know when to be mindful of that, you know. But I don't see why Nigerians should dim their lights just because they're termed they're loud or this and that. I mean, they are setting examples, and that's why a lot of successful Africans, I mean, the richest man in Africa is Nigerian. Well, until recently, now it's South African, but... No,
actually, this week...
He came back... He came back on top. You see, he was like, no way. No way you're taking my seat. So you see, that's what I'm talking about. So there's a reason why Nigerians are very successful. And if Nigerians are to dim that light, they probably, or they just did not, you know, be as loud or speak up, they probably wouldn't be there where they are, you know. So it's, I don't see the negativity to it. Like Malema just said, that yeah, we need to speak bravely and openly and, you know, loudly.
But I think to come back to the original speaker, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, we are casually arrogant because we think we are the best in everything. Do you think Nigeria as a country is better than any other country in Africa?
No.
Because that's what most of us believe, even though we are emigrating or migrating en masse to those countries we think we are better than.
Mm-hmm. No, I wouldn't particularly say that Nigeria is the best country. In fact, for you to survive Nigeria, man, you need a completely different set of nerves. Nigeria is something else, you know. You have to be sharp and quick in Nigeria, otherwise you will not succeed. But also, once, you know, when you achieve so much, you should also be proud of it. So there's nothing wrong to feel that you are the best and you're better and this and that, because
but do we have to go around and, you know, beating our chests and saying we are better than, you know, some other countries? Because one of the guys that also spoke, because I went on the street to speak with some guys, he actually says clearly Nigeria is better than all other countries.
It's a nature of a Nigeria to be arrogant. It's a nature of a Nigeria to be good sometimes, but being arrogant is just a nature. as the way I see it.
But there could be 200 people from Gambia here, you will not know any one of them. Why are Nigerians very loud?
No, Nigeria, when we talk about Nigeria, in Africa alone, we are different. We know a lot of things that other African people don't know. So we have to be different in any kind of way. They don't expect us to be.
In itself, not arrogance that we know a lot of things other Africans don't know.
No, there is a lot of things Nigeria know that other African people don't know. We are wiser. We know we are smart in everything. Like you can teach Nigeria some things like this now. And before 2 days, you know it, but you can teach other countries. It might be taking a long. So there are some good way of Nigeria. There are some bad way of Nigeria. So that is it.
That's a Nigerian, telling us that Nigerians know they are wiser. How do we measure that? We just assume. And for me, traveling through many other countries, I've seen a lot of things that I'm like, Nigerians need to be more humble.
True.
In terms of how Nigeria is, in terms of even Kenya, even Tanzania, there are things I see there that I'm like, these things are much better. We have Nollywood. We have Afrobeats. We have all the so-called engineers and the doctors, but how many of them are actually in Nigeria doing things in Nigeria, constructing roads and all of that? Because most of those contracts to construct roads are always given to foreign companies. So I feel like if I'm going to say I'm better than you, I'm a better cook than you, I should not be coming to your restaurant to eat.
No.
And you see a lot of Nigerians leaving Nigeria to go to Gambia, Liberia.
Tanzania.
There is no country in Africa where Nigerians are not going to for greener pasture. So what's the arrogance of saying we are better than the other people?
Does that come mainly from diaspora Nigerians or local Nigerians?
We're talking local Nigerians.
Yeah, good question.
It's just something that is imbibed in us. We grow up with that we are better. We hate our own country when we are there, but we are better than you, and you, and you, and you.
But Nigerians also feel that they are better than other Nigerians. Like, it's really a very competitive culture. You know, Yoruba think they're better than Igbos and Hausas and this and that. And it's a competitive upbringing. So I don't know what you guys went through in the past.
So me as a Yoruba, I was brought up to think I was better than other tribes. And those other tribes were brought up to think that they are better. All of us say, when we are actually talking, we talk like Nigeria is the worst place to live. But once we are going to get out of the country, we go to other countries and tell them how to run their business because we know it better.
I agree with you. You should be more humble, but with that humility, also celebrate your wins. Because Nigerians, like you said, they're everywhere. Netflix, I like watching Netflix a lot, and African movies on Netflix. Mostly Nigerian. There are few South African, but it's mostly Nigerian. And I'm like, they should be proud. Why not? They're paving ways for Africans.
If we are that good, why are we not staying in our own country?
Because corruption. Yes, that's another point. Nigerians, like they say that they're good at they're better than ever, they're also better at corruption. So that also makes sense. So I want to make myself rich, and that's it. Politicians in Nigeria, most corrupt in Africa probably, because there's a lot of money in Nigeria. The economy in Nigeria is massive, oil and lots of resources. Same applies to a lot of African countries, but Nigeria is one of the But corruption, You go here, this oil refinery, this mine, this, it's owned by Governor so-and-so, by the president, or by this, by that. Majority of these things are either owned by foreigners or by government officials. True or false, yeah? The local people are left to fend for themselves. And that's That's what makes everybody want to run away from Nigeria to go somewhere else for greener pasture, because they know, as Nigerians, they're very smart and they can survive anywhere. So let's just go somewhere where we don't need to worry about this shit.
Oh, I don't mind people going, but you don't still go with the attitude like, okay, I'm in your country, I'm still better than you.
What if you are? What if you are? What if you are and you actually recognize it and you say it? Is there anything wrong with that? Nigerians are survivors. They put them in the worst situation, they will find a way to survive that. And so for them to being all these good scammers and good criminals and all that, it's really a way to survive. There's no, maybe they tried the right route, the legal route, and it didn't work out, and they're like, well, there is another option as long as I don't die or starve, so let's do this. And then they actually find a way to do it very good. So it's more survival than arrogance when it comes to criminality, I think. And of course, there are other criminals who just do it because God knows what's the reason, but majority of these scammers and all that, it's really survival.
When we knew we were going to make this podcast about Nigerians and arrogance, according to Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, I actually asked a couple of friends to chip in on my WhatsApp, like, what do you think? So let me read some of the reactions. A lady friend of mine from Belgium, white woman, said, my impression is that Nigerians like to be in the spotlight, love hearing about how great they and their country is.
That is actually true. You know, one thing I've noticed about Nigerians, actually, they're always proud of their country. And even when they want to move away and, the diaspora, they always go back to Nigeria, especially Christmas and all that, and they have close ties to their aunts and uncles and all that, while some of us, other Africans, when it's diaspora, some of us don't go back. But with Nigerians, it's almost mandatory. Well, you're an exception, but...
Why am I always an exception to everything?
Because you don't go to Nigeria every Christmas. Every Nigerians, when it's Christmas, airlines are full of Nigerians going back to Nigeria. They have that pride, even though they're moving away to wherever, search for greener pasture or whatever, but yeah.
Another friend of mine who is from Kenya says, arrogant is an understatement. Maybe aggressive even. But on the other hand, she says, I always tell my fellow Kenyans, it is important for everyone out there to have a Nigerian friend. You always learn something from them. A German friend of mine, also a lady, chipped in and said, they always look for a woman who can pay all the time.
Nigerians? This is a surprise to me, actually.
Yeah, I think this, sometimes...
Is she white? She's white.
Yeah, she's white.
Okay, of course. Like, black women, they know. Like, African women, Nigerian men are spoilers. Like, they spoil you. A Nigerian man will buy you a house, a mansion, cars and everything. They will spoil you. They will even rob a bank to show their woman that I'm the man and I will provide. But, yeah, it's not the same for white women. Sorry.
So this is also an interesting one. This is a Kenyan friend of mine. He says, not all of them, but so are some Kenyans, talking of arrogance. With Nigerians, it's mostly pride, not arrogance, like their Luo brothers from Kenya.
Oh, the Luos, man.
So if you are a Luo person, or if you are a Kenyan, are Luos also arrogant people? Leave some comments in the comment section.
And for the Tanzanian people, are you a higher? And are higher people arrogant as well? A comment section, because yes, that's... you see, also other African tribes have this pride or arrogance, They're higher in Tanzania. You put them in one room with a Nigerian, same WhatsApp group. They are in the same WhatsApp group. They don't want to tell you that, oh yeah, give me my phone over there. No. Pass me my iPhone 13 Max. I bought it. I imported it. Day one, when it just came out, I already put the order. So pass me my phone. just for them to make a phone call. I'm like, I don't need all these details now. But yeah, so continue. Hire people, leave comments below.
Yeah. So a Nigerian friend of mine actually replied, said, Nigerians are arrogantly confident. And I think that is what we've been saying. You can say some are ignorantly and arrogantly confident. Talking about arrogant and Nigerians arrogant.
Nigeria, they are not arrogant, but Nigeria is real. Nigeria, they are not arrogant and we are arrogant. Because we don't take nonsense. We don't take no for answer. So Nigeria people, any Nigeria you see that they think they are arrogant, check their background, check what they are doing. You will see them that they are hardworking people, and these are the people that have goals in life. People think we are arrogant. We are not arrogant. We are smart.
We have to round this up. Is there an advice from you to other people who might be listening or watching this?
To Nigerians?
Yeah.
I think it's important to be unapologetically you know, embrace being Nigerian, embrace the culture, the vibe, the expression of emotions and expression of thoughts and everything, because in this life, if you don't speak up for yourself, nobody else will, you know. However, my dear friends, be proud, but humbly proud, you know. But one thing I would say that Nigerians shouldn't change, and this lady just talked about that you're real, you know, you just don't take nonsense. I really believe that that is something you should never change. Just don't take nonsense, be unapologetically you, speak your mind. That's the only way you move forward, you know. Otherwise, beating around the bush and taking bullshit from people and all that just wastes your time and makes you take longer to achieve your goals.
In conclusion, Nigerians are not arrogant, but they are just goal-getters?
Well, they are still arrogant. They're arrogant Nigerians. I mean, it's...
Arrogant goal-getters.
They're arrogant goal-getters. Oh, yeah. It's, like I said earlier, positively aggressive people. They are also negatively aggressive sometimes, but yeah, let's go with the positive vibe now. Yeah, arrogantly go-getters. You know, you don't need necessarily, you know, now we are talking about arrogance because Chimamanda mentioned it, but in the actual sense, arrogance is not the only thing that defines Nigerians. You know, there's so many other things, other great things, and sometimes arrogance can actually be good in certain situations. But yeah, there are so many other characteristics that Nigerians have that, you know, it's not a bad thing. And arrogance just so happens to be one of the things amongst the many great things about Nigerians. Well, yeah, I think we are coming to a close today's podcast as we were discussing arrogant Nigerians. Yeah, it was a fun discussion, really, and we would also like to hear from you, our viewers. Just go to the comment section, share your thoughts about this, and yeah, and also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and for new viewers as well, just click down below, subscribe, and watch our previous videos and our coming videos. I'm Deborah Maufi, and this is the African Narrative Podcast, and I'm checking out.
And my name is Femi Soewu. I'm going to leave you with some words of wisdom from one Nigerian lady. Her reaction was about why Nigerians are loud. Why are we so loud? Why is it that wherever we are, everybody will know that's a Nigerian?
Oh, we have too much joy inside us that gotta go out. You understand? The more loud we are, the more joy we have around us. It's like the Holy Spirit is within us doing His work. You understand? We got to let it out. And you know, that loud laugh, when a child hears it, it has an impact in them. It brings out also that joy. Even somebody that is just standing will start laughing for no reason. It's a joy. It's a sprite joy. You understand? We are all kings, so we got to share.
I'm a king. Yes, I'm a king. I think
I'm a king, oh.